This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com, and if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Virgo and Virgo rising, welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Leo, happening on July the 29th at 3:54 a.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. So, we have a clearing, we have a lovely black night to make a wish and to cast some spells and to call in what it is that we might like to experience. It's a new moon in Leo, so it's a very good time to focus on your ego. Ego isn't a dirty word. Ego is essential to translating our soul's experience here. I think that at this pivotal moment in the changing of the guard of consciousness, there is a lot of teething problems as we move forward with kind of identifying our individuality and also working with that and helping fold that through the group. You know, as we work together as humanity, how does our individual skills and talents, how do they shine, and how are they best harnessed to get to the end point, to get to the end goal? There's a frustration and there's a tension, there's something brewing here. I've been so kind of flip-flopping between moments of absolute ecstasy and enlightenment in my little journey through this life, and there's been this loggerhead kind of stopgap space that I keep getting sunk into. I'm a Pisces rising, so there's a conjunction that I'm going to discuss with you, Virgo, that's happening in Pisces' third house of communication. So it's been sticky, it's been tricky for me to make sure I'm saying the right thing and not the wrong thing. We'll get to the moon in a minute, but I wanted to bring up this triple conjunction that is occurring a couple of days after. It's happening on, I think, the 31st of July or the 1st of August, somewhere around there. It's a moment astrologically that hasn't happened since the time of Alexander the Great. Take that as you will. The reason I'm kind of maybe a little, not frustrated, but trying to figure out how best to describe it and how best to, because I haven't experienced it, you know, and neither has anybody else. We can only speculate as to what might happen. That's part of the kind of magic trick of astrology, is being able to look at a conjunction that's coming up and then go back to the past and see when was the last time this happened and what we might look forward to or what we might see occurring around us. This triple conjunction is happening in Taurus, and Taurus has been a sticky house for us all since November because of the eclipse axis, because of the Taurus-Scorpio South Node, North Node interference from, you know, karmic retribution, whatever you want to say. I've discussed the eclipses a lot as we go on. The eclipses were kind of the inspiration to start this podcast, to start this discussion and this, you know, these messages of hopefully hope. The triple conjunction that I'm just talking about, and the conjunction is exact match. It's when everything sort of lines up at the exact degree in the zodiac. So we have the North Node that's in Taurus. We have Uranus that's been in Taurus for some time now, coming into an exact alignment with the North Node. We also have Mars, the warrior, the fire starter, coming and then make me lining up at that exact, I think it's 18 degrees in Taurus that this is happening. The potentiality for real friction and for a lot of fire and for rebellion is palpable with this transit, going back to Alexander the Great and the kind of the fire and the unrest that happened in that moment. It seems to be coming to that point. And it's very important, Virgo, and I think in a lot of ways you'll be the ones to call bullshit and you'll be the ones to see reason here. That's your style anyway, as a Virgo soul. If I'm speaking to Virgo risings, also Virgo suns, there is a malleability in your energy. You know, if you think of Virgo as clay, as mutable earth, as shiftable, movable earth, that's what we're dealing with as far as your elementals. This conjunction in Taurus is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of organized religion and philosophy and mind expansion and teaching and learning, all of those things. So if you're coming into some sense of awakening, Virgo, this might be the moment where either you're shedding and getting rid of and letting go of stuff that you've been living under for some time, perhaps a particular way of worship, a particular faith that you've held on to that just doesn't make sense to you anymore. Or it could be as you dip your toe into this sort of language and this kind of way of living and this kind of working with spirit, there could be something here that that rears its head, that becomes quite combative. I've just gone through this past week or so a bit of a sea change myself, because I'm a Pisces rising. I'm opposite to you on the zodiac, so our experience is the same but different. You know, there's a reflection going on here between Virgo and Pisces, and so we are experiencing that ecliptic axis together in a lot of ways on opposite ends of the spectrum and at different, we experience the relationship between organized religion and travel and mind expansion, and also our village, our sense of our place in the smaller community, our brothers and sisters, our families, our closer knit sort of area of communication. These houses for you and I are going through big changes because of the eclipses, and now with this conjunction between Uranus and Mars and the North Node, something potentially has a feeling of going up. This could be enlightenment, which is a great way to think about it. This could also be a sparring match between different perspectives and different ways of thinking and different minds. I will caveat all of this with the idea that astrology is a human science. It's not exact, and it is storytelling. It's open to interpretation. It's open to discovery, and we use it to accept ourselves and to accept humankind and one another, and to harness our empathy and to work with that as a tool for progress. We don't use it. There's been a couple of teachers, and not teachers that I know, but people that I admire and have listened to for a long time. A few of them have been starting some conspiratorial sort of language, which I found quite confronting, particularly around this conjunction, and it made me feel powerless in a lot of ways. I think that we need to regain and regroup and hold on to our power in this and our part to play, because if we are all talking about consciousness as this shiftable tool, then we each have power and we each have a part to play in this. There's been a lot of feelings of oppression and a lot of feelings of friction and hopelessness in our experience collectively. So many things are being rallied against. I've said it before, but I think when it comes to wellspring when it comes to progress and things moving forward. It's always a case of a few steps forward, a couple of steps back. There is a pushback from the systems that once oppressed us or once had control or governance over our experience. There is always a pushback when there's an evolution. So this is all tied into your ninth house. This is all tied into your experience of religion or your experience of spirituality, your capacity to travel and to expand your mind and to look around and to learn and teach new things. This pressure and this fire, this, Aries, Mars rules Aries. So think about that, this kind of like, there's the matchbook. This is happening here. And as a Pisces soul, I can identify with you and I can match you, sister. Like we're on opposite ends, but that's our beauty. We're working and experiencing things in complementary time with one another. So if you're ingesting a lot more information about spirituality or astrology, or if you've been told perhaps that there's a certain line of teaching that is incorrect as opposed to this line of teaching, I would challenge you to stand up for what it is that you believe in, rather than take that as a criticism or take this whole process of cards and the planets and this kind of thinking as a doom scroll into a very grim future. That's not what we're here for. That's not what we're doing. So that's the triple conjunction. I just wanted to get that out there and clear. Let's go back to the moon, because this is your moment, Virgo. This is your moment to wish upon a little star, because the moon won't be there. It's the new moon. Do your spell work. Throw it out. Wear your crown. Be the proud lion. Harness that lion in you. I suspect that maybe in times gone by, and that could be lifetimes, that could be different experiences of your own reality, there was a lion there. There was a pride mother. Where is she? Let's get her into the driver's seat this new moon, and let's work with dreamland, because Leo rules your 12th, which is the unconscious world. It's the liminal space. It's the parting of the veil. It's that space between conscious reality and then the unconscious. What can you open your eyes up to, as far as what can you see in dreamland? What questions can you put forward quite directly to the dream version of you? What answers do you need? This new moon would be the perfect time to commune with your other self, your unconscious self, and to call in a better relationship with that individual, to call in a relationship of trust and of pride. Really, the 12th house can sometimes it's got a very patchy relationship with incarceration, I think, because of the history that we've all lived through. The idea that people that do speak to other, realms of reality or existence, or ponder these sorts of things, even thinking about them used to be illegal, or used to be a thing to be kept to ourselves. Not so. We're moving away from that. We're moving forward into something really bright and really beautiful. Of course, there's friction along the way, but we can deal with that once we jump on the back of that lion and harness that power for ourselves. So that's the sky, Virgo, and this is your mission statement for the new moon. I really hope that you can find some messages in just what I've said and ask your dreamland. Ask for what it is you need. Virgo in the natural zodiac rules the 6th, the opposite. This is Pisces land. What can you ask from Pisces land in the 12th? I'm going to pull you some intuitive tarot. Oh, that feels good. I've been struggling with recording these because of, third house pressure. But we'll get there. But Spirit, we're back in the game. Back in action. What can you tell me in 3 cards, please, for Virgo to set them off on this good wish into new moon Leo land? Very, very interesting. I forgot to talk about the tarot cards for the sky, but you know what? They arrived anyway. The 5 of Wands is the point in the zodiac, five degrees of Leo, where this new moon is playing out. The Five of Wands is a sparring match. It's a test of will in a lot of ways. So you got the Three of Wands and then the Page of Swords. So there's some truth that you're getting to the bottom of, that you're wishing to get to the bottom of. There might be actually someone in your energy that either is going to connect with you and communicate with you really quickly, or they're watching you. They could be watching your social media, or they could be thinking about what to say to you. And it's going to align with this 12th house stuff. It's going to align with the liminal space and your power. Really, if we think about Leo as power, this is where we are going to make our wish for. Let's find our power again. The Three of Wands is a moment of looking out into the distance, of preparing oneself for the mission. So here we are at the space of the new moon, this test of will. I think say your prayers, meditate, make a wish, spell work, whatever language it is that you like to use as far as connecting with your intuition and as far as faith. That can be a really dirty word too at the moment, because it's been bandied about and weaponized for time immemorial. You're entitled to faith. You know, I'll say it again. When the nonna clutches her rosary and she prays to God and Mother Mary, I believe her. I believe that she can move mountains. So how can you? What steps are you going to take to realign yourself with what it is that you actually believe? There's the sand. Okay, Virgo, I'm out. New moon blessings, new lion heart moon blessings. If you want to tip me, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby and throw some money in the pot. It's always so appreciated. It's paying my bills at the moment too, which is really great. Yeah, love the support. I really appreciate every one of you. It's really beautiful, and I thank you. If you wanted your birth chart read, then do head over to umaruby.com and you can have a look at the menu and choose yourself a specific reading, and we'll be journeying with the tarot and with your birth chart all in conjunction. They're proving to be really beneficial, and I'm very proud of the work. So I can't wait to have you on board. Until I speak to you in 2 weeks for the full moon in Aquarius, take care. I love you heaps as always, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.